Guys, when it comes to firearms training, going to the range, there's no substitute. I mean, you're feeling the recoil, you know, you've got your grip, you know where the gun's coming, you know how it acts. You're watching your sights, you're watching bullets hit paper. But one of the problems with the range is that a lot of times the subtle nuances of being a really good shooter are lost. The recoil, the blast, the ammo cost, the trips to the range, the time constraints, and really being able to get that right trigger pull, being able to really line up your sights. It's one of the things about these laser training systems that are out right now that are really transforming shooters. And I have done a review on the original Strikeman laser training system. It's excellent. It's just one small target. You set up your app, you shoot the target, and it gives you instant feedback. And it lets you know right then if you're braking right before you should, if those sights aren't aligned, you see it. And the laser gives you an instant feedback. This small little laser cartridge just fits right down into the chamber. It has a couple of batteries in it. It has a really soft little backing where the primer is, and that protects the firing pin. And so when we drop it in, close it, and now I can fire this with a laser indicator, and that way it allows me to see what I'm shooting on target. Now we're going to be talking about the Strikeman Pro. This is a really advanced system. In fact, behind me is the target that comes with it. I mean, it's a large target stand. Here we have some IPSC type targets, but they also come with just round targets, bullseye targets. You can switch that out. And there's a lot of different programs. You download the app to your phone and it gives you all the instructions, the prompts. It's really simple. And yet you can get very complicated with this system. You can even train with friends that are on the other side of the country and network with your shooting, showing, you know, your progression. And really, competitive shooting is what really helps hone your skills more than probably anything else. But we're going to take an overall look of the Strikeman Pro. I will recommend their tutorial videos that are on YouTube, and I'll have it listed down below in the description, but I'll also have it annotated above. They're excellent, and they go from start to finish, from assembling the target stand, how your tripod works for your phone, and it gives you a lot of tips to get you started in the right direction. But guys, if you're concerned about getting something like this and it's just overwhelming, you can dial it down, which I did, and got it on the simplest program there is, and man, immediately it started being a lot of fun putting this together. And then, as I got used to that, I wanted to progress to the next level. GetZone.com brought us together with Strikeman, and we really appreciate GetZone.com. It's one of the best Second Amendment friendly video platforms out there. But the Strikeman system, I've had a lot of experience with it already, and so I was pretty excited to get this out and check it out. Now the Strikeman Pro comes in this really large box, and of course you need to because it has the target stand and everything with it. Open it up, everything's in here. At first it looks a little complicated, but really it's fairly simple to put together. Here you have a tripod for your phone with the phone adapter. We have the different targets and they're rolled up, and then the target stand right here. Here we have a little info packet, but honestly the whole setup, how to set this tripod up, the target stand, has tutorials on the Strikeman website, and it's even on the app when you download it. Now here's the target, and we have it on the stand. It has little clips, and you want to make sure this is as flat as possible. Now it comes rolled up, so it takes a little bit to get it flattened out, but that way it'll read the targets the best. These little small clips are easy to attach, and the target really, you just want to get it kind of lined up, but the feet are sturdy. And I would recommend putting it on something that's a little bit elevated, like here I have it on my table. And so that way I can get a natural point when I'm pointing toward the target. And here's the back of the target. You can see it has a brace right down the center. This is really easy to assemble. And Strikeman actually has a great video that shows you how to go from start to finish. Now it comes with a foam tripod. This just folds out just like this. You take this little knob and you tighten it up. And you have your foam base, it's telescopic. I mean, it really gets some height on here, so you can really adjust this however you need to, however your setup is. Once you get this out, you just turn it and it locks. It has a padded cell phone holder. This just lifts up and clamps to your phone. You get your laser and you get 3 batteries. These are watch type batteries. They're the LR626. They're very common. Just unscrew your laser. Now you want the flat contact to be up with the laser so the engraving is down. So drop this in and you have 3 of them and they last a good while. And then you just screw it on. You'll notice this little rubber piece right here, and of course we've been using this one, and this is going to protect your firing pin. Then you have the laser right here. It's all brass, so it's not going to damage your chamber. You can choose a number of different firearms. There are so many options. One reason why I chose the 1911 is I don't have to rack the slide every time I pull the trigger. I can just pull the hammer back. But I did use a Glock 19 and also a Beretta PX4 Storm. The PX4 Storm is double action, so I can just pull the trigger every time. But it is that longer trigger pull, but it does help with accuracy. So you can choose whatever you want to. But I mainly did most of my training with this Bull Armory 1911 Commander, and it's sweet. So just take your laser, drop it into the chamber, just push it forward, and then just let your slide go. It will not pull the laser out because there's no rim on it. And so that way, when you do rack it, especially if you have like a Glock or any kind of striker fire pistol, it's not going to pull the laser out every time you rack the slide. Now, one thing is, if you want it, when you want to remove it, go ahead and put it into slide lock. I take a pencil with an eraser, but you can take a wooden dowel, whatever, and it just pops the laser right out. And so guys, when you pull the trigger, it activates the laser and you can see it right there. And that's going to activate on your target, and the app is going to pick up the laser wherever it is on the target, and it'll score it for you. Plus, you have instant feedback.
10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10.
Now once you download the Strikeman app to your phone, it's really easy to do. Then just bring up your Strikeman Pro. And this is going to give you all your templates. It's going to give you all your information, your metrics, your profile. It gives you a lot of different prompts. For training though, of course, these are the training templates. And so you can set up different things, and we'll go through that as well. But this is a really easy way if you want to just get started quick, or if you want to start a new session, you have a new handgun, you want to do a different drill. For me, typically, I just go in and do the basic because I want to learn the system. And then there's a lot of different options that you can go into. One thing that's really big is competing. And so you can go with your friends. They can be at home, you can be at home. And you can set up a match, and then you can compare the results. And so it's a great way if you have a good friend, especially that's across the country, and you can sit and you can figure out, how you're progressing, compete against others. And competition's always a great way to really hone in your firearm skills. Now to get things started, you want to turn it this direction, and this allows you to be able to read all the prompts on your phone. And you can see here I have a number of setups for my template, so all I need to do is just hit it, and then I have my 1911 Commander, no drill, multi-target 1, free for all. Gives you all these different selections where you can really dial into what you want to do. Then here at the bottom it'll say calibrate. Now you turn your phone to calibrate and you line it up with the target. And you want to get it as centered as you can. Once you have your target centered, there are minuses and pluses right here. You just want to hit it. This is what zooms in, and you want to get the target to fill the screen as much as possible. And then you want to calibrate, and it's right under that line. Once it's calibrated, you'll see the red circles around each one. You just want to make sure they're all lined up. Then we just hit start, but you don't want to move the camera. And then it'll sound down, ready for you to fire.
Ten. 10. 10. 10. Your Strikeman session is complete.
When you're complete, you can either restart the training or you can analyze what you've done. You can also save the activity to keep a record of it for your own use. To get to the different controls, you want to have your phone more vertical. So it'll show the different training. You can hit this. There are a lot of different prompts in here to be able to really get your training honed in. Go to Profile, Metrics, Training, Competing with others. You can actually compete online with your friends. And then we have the feed. So let's say I want to go into a tutorial. So I want to go with target setup. This gives you the actual video that's on YouTube that
Hey, my name
Strikeman
is
puts
Chad, and
out.
I'm going to walk you through your first Strikeman Pro setup and show you all of the features so you know what's possible.
And Chad does a great job of setting all this up.
The Strikeman Pro target includes 2 rods.
So, and then you can go to different videos to watch all the different ways to set up and what you need to know. So here we are shooting some IPSC targets, and you can hear the voice feedback coming. I love the voice feedback. I know where I'm hitting. I can see the laser, so I know also what it's doing. But this gives me that instant feedback. Now, you can turn that off if you want to, and you can go without sound. Of course, you have your bullet sound, which is kind of nice as well. But again, you can shut that off. Now, one of the things, I know there's a lot of 10s being called out, but early on, you know, I was getting a lot less scoring. And that was one of the things, it's just improving. With the Beretta PX4 Storm with the double action, you know, it's a double action trigger pull, so it gave me less score. I didn't quite get the 10s over and over. But it's really easy to use, it's simple, and guys, you can set it up anywhere, and it's safe. Just keep your ammunition separate from the gun. You've got the laser in there, and so you're ready to go. But again, it is so simple to set up. Now, as far as the price, $199.99 on the Strikeman.io website. I'll have a link down below in the description, which is a great price considering you're getting the laser, the target stand, the tripod for your phone, and of course the app is free. And guys, just with the savings on ammo and your range cost, that is a great deal, and you can train anywhere. And again, it's at Strikeman.io. So again, guys, there's no substitute for actual range shooting, but if you really want to advance your skills, getting the Strikeman Pro will allow you to really hone in on your trigger pull. It'll hone in on how your sights align, your grip, and just your shooting ability. And it gives you instant feedback. And there are so many different parts of this and programs within the app that just, the sky's the limit. There's so much you can do. So the more you get into it, the more you grow as a shooter. And guys, we really appreciate GetZone.com for putting us together with Strikeman. Guys, this will increase your shooting ability. And if you ever need to draw that firearm, you want all the confidence you can get. And the Strikeman Pro will help you gain that confidence. And also, we appreciate Bull Armory for making such really high quality 1911s. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. And here we have the, what is this? Strikeman. Oh yeah, ready to train.